It's dead.
Hey, what's up guys? It is me, Metalhead, or Brendan, and I like to record shitty gameplay videos and put commentary behind it, and somehow you guys find that pretty damn interesting. So, getting into the gameplay. Yeah, we're doing some Gears of War gameplay. Now, out of the gameplay. So I made a commentary about this for Vexen Games not too long ago, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that they accept it and then it gets uploaded, because, you know, I want to get some more exposure. And I'll just share this topic with you right now. I've been watching Vexen Games for about, I want to say, since the beginning of February. They started back at the end of January, so they're a brand new community channel, fresh into YouTube, and really experiencing all the hardships as of now when it comes to community channels. And one thing I feel they've made a huge mistake on is them kind of not soliciting but advertising the idea of a partnership and making it seem like it's a little bit easier to get a partnership than it really is. And in that process of doing that, people have gotten more and more demanding of YouTube partnerships from Vexen Games, and pretty much going to every single video they see and thumbing it down till they get a partnership. And it's kind of depressing to see that, especially like a community channel, because it is a pivotal mistake that they have made. But nonetheless, it's still like a mistake, and the fact that people are demanding partnerships is a little bit absurd, in my opinion. It is my opinion. You can agree, disagree, whatever. But I can't help but think back to when I first started out, which is March of 2010. And I've grown tremendously. I've turned my channel into so many different things, and then changed back to what essentially is my roots, is multiplayer videos. I've gone from multiplayer to fucking zombies to walkthroughs. I don't know. I've done so much on YouTube in these last 2 years that I can't even keep track, and I've grown tremendously in those 2 years. But one thing that I did not see a lot of when I started, even the first year of when I was doing YouTube, was the fact that people were trying to do as much as they could to make the biggest bill, to have the biggest amount of money being put in their pocket. I mean, I want to say this started out back when Black Ops was about to drop. And many people were selling commentaries, doing all this, I don't know, but telling people to buy t-shirts, and then in doing that they could sell, I don't know, something. You get a video on their channel. There was a lot of things and a lot of ways to make more and more money through YouTube, and people were, I want to say around Black Ops, were pretty much tapping that like a water fountain till it almost dried up. Too many people were doing this YouTube thing for the money, and it's kind of a bummer, because the best thing about it was that the small YouTube community had not grown into this. They hadn't grown into the money stage yet. And I think right about now is when it's seemed to have kind of absorbed everybody. This whole money thing on YouTube, getting partnerships, building more subscribers with your partnership. I think it's kind of a shame that it's come to that, and it kind of sucks, to be honest. I mean, I've come from back in 2010, March of 2010. When xCal and Blame Truth were the two big YouTubers back then. And I mean, you had your Hutch and your CNanners, which were not as big as xCal and Blame Truth. But xCal and Blame Truth back then is a lot different from xCal and Blame Truth now. I mean, you have, for example, xCal. You can just tell that he is trying everything in his power to make money off of YouTube. He went from making commentary videos to posting shitloads of live commentaries. And live commentaries, while some of them can be fun, it's kind of hard to stick with live commentaries. And it's like, you can do so many of them in a short amount of time without even having to think out the content. You just do it. You just pretty much put on a microphone and talk while you play a game, and you like throw in some funny interjections or something like a funny comment, and people will like it. It doesn't really take as much creativity as what they used to do. And you take Blame Truth, for example. I mean, you have him bitching constantly on Twitter because he does not get the amount of views that he desires. I mean, he has about a 400,000 subscriber channel, and he gets it somewhere around 15 to 30,000 views a video. Now, 15 to 30,000 views seems like a lot to me because I only have 170 subscribers, but to him, it's not. And I mean, if I was him and I was not trying to make a living off of YouTube, 15,000 to 30,000 views would be perfectly fine for me, because that would be more than enough people for me to be satisfied enough to think that my word made it across many people, which is the reason why I post YouTube videos. But it is not enough for him, obviously, for one reason, because it is not paying the bills that he has to pay. It's obvious. And then you take the three big YouTubers now, which is Woody's Gamertag, Whiteboy7street, and XJaws. XJaws, when he started out, posted some really good content. Now I feel like it's kind of dwindling, and it's just becoming very sparse, and you can tell that, and he might enjoy the game, but his content shows that he plays way too much of it and is losing ideas. Same with Woody's Gamertag. Woody's Gamertag does post good tips and stuff like that. I mean, when he first started out, he was considered the unexceptional gamer. I wouldn't really consider him an unexceptional gamer anymore, but 3 videos a day has got to get exhausting, and you have to run out of things to talk about when you post 3 videos a day. And then Whiteboy7street, I feel like this is going to be such a taboo topic for me, but I don't like Whiteboy7street just simply because I go to his content and it is the most immature shit I've ever seen in my life. It has absolutely, it doesn't give me anything. I don't learn anything from it. It's like, do I get anything from seeing him jump into a dolphin dive into a pool of pudding? I don't get anything from that. So naturally, I'm not a fan of Whiteboy7street, so I'm not even going to talk about him. But he is in the million subscriber range, so he has a lot of subscribers. But it just seems like this whole thing, this whole partnership, money, YouTube has gotten to a point where it's just swallowing the community as a whole. I mean, at first, it was just the big YouTubers, like BlameShoot, XCal. Hutchinson and Angela didn't get swallowed up in that too much because they had a job and they still have a job now. So it's not really like they're dependent on YouTube. I mean, they are in a sense, but they're not like immediately dependent on YouTube. And then you got your 3, Whiteboy7street, Woody's Gamertag, and XJaws. I mean, XJaws, he's in college right now, so he really doesn't have to provide for himself. He can just go get off of his parents. But Whiteboy7street and Woody's Gamertag have to provide for themselves. It's obvious. They quit their job. I mean, Woody's Gamertag quit something in IT that he's been doing the majority of his working life to do YouTube videos. So I think that it's kind of a bummer to see that the big YouTubers have been swallowed up, and now the smaller YouTubers have also been swallowed up. When I see this stuff on Vexen Games, the people complaining that they're not getting their partnerships quick enough, it just makes you want to fucking punch all of them, because they're not in it for the right reasons. They're in it for the money. They shouldn't be worrying about partnerships. They should be worrying about getting on Vexen Games, getting commentaries on Vexen Games, so people can see them, so people can see their content, not just simply because they want to use Vexen Games to get a partnership and then never use their services again. I mean, that takes fucking time out of Vexen Games' fucking calendar. They need that time to make gameplays or to manage the channel. But I think I'm running up on time here. Probably going to see a black screen, but whatever. Till next time, guys. I'll see you later. Peace. I seek you.